So I've checked the box for the current user that I'm logged in as. Let's check this out. So coming back to our customizable desk, we can see add to cart, refresh again just to make sure it's not a fluke. Yep, we're good. Now we're going to come back, uncheck that box, save, and refresh. And you can see add to cart goes away. Pretty cool, right? Trying to adjust any part of the website can be difficult, especially if you're just on odoo.com. Being able to conditionally show certain items in the website can be extremely useful. So let me walk you through how to do this. And for the would you rather have to eat sauerkraut on everything for the rest of your life or peanut butter? So the first thing that we need to do here is identify the view that we're working with. So we're going to go to website. We're going to go to one of the products here. And then we're going to inspect this element. So what we're going to do is right click on this button and go to inspect. And this brings up our HTML that comes from the view that we have. Now I've zoomed in so you can see this, but we can see that the model that we're referencing here is our views model, and the ID of the record that we're referencing is 2292. So that's our view ID. So if we come back to the main tab, make sure we're in developer mode, and we're going to type views. And then we're going to set up a filter to make sure that our ID equals 2292. Go ahead and add that, and we have our view here. Now let's head back to our website tab, and we're going to search this ID here for the div so that we can find where we need to start. So you can see we're down on line 92. This is what we want to edit. So the thing that's really nice here is that ODOO has given this div an ID, which makes referencing it to use an inherited view to modify it much easier. So now we have the view that we're going to modify. We need to go ahead and set up on the user the Boolean that is going to drive whether or not this div is visible. So let's go ahead and duplicate another tab. We're going to come out to the main menu, go to settings, and come into our users here. Now, we're only going to have this for our portal users. Internal users should be able to see this just fine. So we're going to come into my portal user here, Andrew Test. We're going to go to Studio, and then we're going to bring across a Boolean here. Okay, where you put it doesn't really matter. We're going to say allow add to cart. And that's going to be the Boolean that we drive this off of. For a more in-depth example, you'd likely have this running off of an automation that checks if their membership is active. But for right now, we're just going to show how this functions straight off of the Boolean. So let's duplicate our Views tab. And we're going to find a view that's already inheriting the product view. So let's go in here. We're going to go to Add Custom Filter, and we're going to say Inherited View. And we're going to say equals, it's going to be product. Okay, let me search more and make sure we're getting the right one here. So let's say product and look down here. Okay, this is annoying, so we're going to do this actually much more efficiently. We're going to add a custom filter and say it inherits 2292. Thank you very much. Okay, so there we go. That is much quicker. Okay, now we're going to grab one of these. It doesn't really matter which one we grab because we're just going to duplicate it and use the structure that it already has. So go ahead and grab one of these, duplicate it, okay, and then we're going to change the view name to conditional add to cart button, okay, and we're going to say website sale product conditional add to cart, okay. We're going to leave all this stuff alone, and then we're going to clear this guy out for right now. Also, to keep this nice and clean, we're going to change the name here, and we're going to say conditional add to cart button and save again. Now, just to make sure we're shooting at the right target here, we're going to put in an XPath that replaces this entire div. So we're saying shoot for this div right here, replace it, and when we come back into our website, if we refresh, you can see that it's gone. Just to double check, we can go ahead and remove this here and save. Coming back in, if we refresh, it's right back there. Now we're going to come back to the parent view and select the entire div and everything inside of it. Copy that. Move it over here, and we're going to paste it inside of our XPath here and save. So now if we go back to our website and refresh, you'll see that everything looks just like it did before. So we've got our view all set up. Let's go ahead and tie in our conditional statement to make it so that this is only visible if somebody has that checkbox set on their user. So what we're going to do now is scroll through our views so that we can grab something to steal. So what we want to use in this instance is a TIF. So that's up on line 20. We're going to grab that and stick it right here. And then we're going to close that out. And we want our TIF to look at our user ID. And we want it to see if the Boolean to show the cart is true. So now let's clean out our TIF, and we're going to say user ID, which is a variable that's throughout the portal. You can use that for a lot of cool stuff. And then we're going to come into this guy here, go back into Studio, and we're going to allow add to cart here. So we've done quite a bit here. Let's go ahead and test this out and see if it works. So I've checked the box for the current user that I'm logged in as. Let's check this out. So coming back to our customizable desk, we can see add to cart. Refresh again just to make sure it's not a fluke. Yep, we're good. Now we're going to come back, uncheck that box, save, and refresh. And you can see add to cart goes away. So there you go. We made it so that button, add to cart, is only visible if the user is allowed that. You can take those skills and you can apply that in many different ways. As always, I want to be as helpful as possible, so if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, or if you need some one-on-one time, go ahead and schedule some time on my calendar. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really enjoy doing this, and I hope it provided value to you. And for the Would You Rather, if you knew me personally, you'd know it'd have to be peanut butter because I'm kind of a peanut butter fiend anyway.